Max Holloway just revealed his plan for Charles Oliveira tonight, and it ends with a knockout. In a recent appearance alongside Daniel Cormier, Max showed respect for Oliveira's elite grappling game, but emphasized that this is mixed martial arts, not jiu-jitsu alone. He said in MMA, he believes he's better overall, pointing to his own durability, volume striking, and ability to stay standing against elite grapplers. Oliveira, the all-time UFC submission leader with 16 finishes, has been vulnerable on the feet when opponents keep it standing, which Holloway thrives in. At the same time, Arman Tsarukyan gave his take on the Holloway versus Oliveira matchup, saying he'll be able to predict the winner after watching just the first 2 minutes. The Armenian noted that Oliveira's performances can swing wildly. Sometimes he looks unstoppable, other times he struggles depending on how he starts. He leaned toward Oliveira if the Brazilian comes out sharp and controls the early exchanges, but left it open to the fight's flow. This chatter keeps the lightweight division buzzing, especially with Charles still in the mix after his recent wars, and Max riding high as one of the most respected names in the sport. Let's hear what Arman had to say.
I think Charles, so some fights he fights very well, sometimes he fights bad. Depends how it's gonna look like. I'm gonna tell like from 1 or 2 minutes. His last fight he was with Gamrot, he looked so good.
He looked amazing.
Yeah, he just destroyed him like so easy and choked him out in the second round. And
he looked a different league to Gamrot on the ground. He did whatever he wanted.
He's Gamrot, he's a grappler too, and like he choked him out like so easy, and on the feet was good too. And especially after knockout, he got knocked out from the Ilya and went there and performed on such a good level. I was shocked, to be honest.
Yeah.
And like, but sometimes he fights bad, sometimes he fights good. But like, I would say Oliveira.
Dana White just revealed that one of the fights originally planned for the historic UFC White House card on June 14th has been canceled. During a recent media availability, White confirmed the card is down to 5 fights from the initial 6 due to the cancellation. He didn't specify which bout was scrapped or the reason behind it, but the news has sparked immediate speculation among fans and media. The ultra-exclusive event, limited by South Lawn capacity to around 4,000 attendees, was already built as a short, high-stakes show with no filler, so losing even one bout tightens the lineup further and raises questions about the remaining matchups. A fan-captured video from the UFC 326 ceremonial weigh-ins went viral on Twitter when it showed Hunter Campbell looking visibly upset while talking to matchmakers Sean Shelby and Mick Maynard on stage. The clip spread fast, with people zooming in, reading lips, and speculating about what was said. Many convinced Campbell was breaking the news that one of the White House card fights had fallen out. None of it is confirmed yet. Dana White has not named the canceled bout or given any details beyond saying it literally just fell out.
I'll tell you guys something about the White House fight. So we've been working on this thing nonstop, and one of the fights literally just fell out when I walked in here. I think Hunter himself. I don't know. One of the fights fell off tonight. Brutal.
Sorry, Dana.
I'm hungover. I went out with Kid Rock last night. Bad idea. We drank a lot of whiskey. Big, bad-headed Dana White. Oh, fuck you! I'm too hungover to deal with these people tonight.
Bo Nickal says he can beat Khamzat Chimaev in wrestling, and he's completely sure about it. During a recent podcast appearance, Bo said he is completely confident he would defeat Chimaev in a pure wrestling match. When the host pushed back and pointed out that Khamzat is a monster and that nobody can be that certain, Bo doubled down even harder, saying that he is 101% confident. Bo also made it clear that in his view, the 2 best wrestlers currently competing in the UFC are himself and Chimaev. He sees both of them sitting above the rest of the roster when it comes to wrestling ability, which is why he believes a potential clash between the two would be a fascinating matchup if it ever happens inside the octagon.
I believe 100% I'm winning that match.
Khamzat?
Yeah, for sure. But I think that...
You can't be 100%. That guy's a monster.
He is a monster.
All right, 101%. That's the
You
lowest I'll
think, but have you seen him?
Yeah. For
what
sure.
makes you
I watch a ton of film on him.
And what do you think? Why are you so confident?
It has nothing to do with him. It just has to do with my belief in myself.
MMA Fighting's Jed Meshew just dropped one of the biggest pieces of news on Submission Radio, confirming that Jon Jones versus Alex Pereira is the main event for the UFC White House card on June 14th. Meshew said he's heard from multiple sources that the heavyweight super fight is locked in as the headliner for the historic South Lawn event. He was less certain on the co-main, but floated Ilia Topuria versus Islam Makhachev as a strong possibility. Given the ongoing cross-division buzz and Makhachev's recent comments on wanting big matchups, Meshew emphasized that for the main event, it's essentially set: Jones versus Pereira, with the fight likely for a vacant or interim heavyweight title depending on Tom Aspinall's eye recovery timeline. This aligns with months of build-up. Pereira vacated his light heavyweight belt to pursue heavyweight, Jones ended his brief retirement to lobby for the White House spot, and Dana White has called it a dream matchup despite past trust issues with Jones. The card remains ultra short due to limited capacity, making this heavyweight clash the perfect patriotic blockbuster for America's 250th anniversary. Let's roll the clip of Jed Meshew breaking it down on Submission Radio.
Main event is Jon Jones, Alex Pereira. I feel none of this is, the UFC and Tom Aspinall are going to come to amicable terms and work fruitfully for a long period of time after this. No, this to me feels like a fundamentally broken relationship that ends in tears now or tears later, but tears nonetheless. The co-main, I am much less sure. I said earlier today on Between the Links, and maybe the co-main is they do it. They do the thing everybody wanted all last year and is still technically on offer, and they do Islam Makhachev versus Ilia Topuria for the welterweight belt. It would be chaotic and terrible, and I have for a long time thought that Ian Machado Gary seems to be having the inside track for a welterweight title fight, but I just visualized them announcing Gary versus Islam and the collective whatever that the fan base would have to that fight being booked.
Tom Aspinall just reacted to the blockbuster news that Jon Jones versus Alex Pereira is set as the main event for the UFC White House card. In a recent interview, Tom called Pereira a generational talent and said the matchup is fantastic and very interesting. He believes every UFC fan will tune in to watch what could be one of the biggest heavyweight clashes in recent years, regardless of his own situation with the injury recovery. Aspinall remains sidelined long-term due to bilateral eye injuries from the Cyril Gane fight, which ended in a no contest. He's been vocal about wanting to return to defend his heavyweight title, but the Jones-Pereira fight, likely for a vacant or interim belt, has shifted the division's focus while he heals.
For Tom, it's looking likely that Alex Pereira will be moving up to heavyweight to fight Jon Jones at the White House. Firstly, what do you make of Alex Pereira moving into the division? And secondly, what is your opinion on that fight should it take place?
I think Alex Pereira is a generational talent. I think he's one of the best UFC fighters that the UFC's ever seen, to be honest with you. I think he's fantastic, and I think it's a very interesting fight. I think everybody who's a UFC fan will be tuning in. I think it's a great fight.
That's it from MMA Psycho. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for daily MMA news.